Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Tanvi Taneja and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says reform in the United Nations is the need of the hour. Addressing 75th United Nations General Assembly, Mr. Modi emphasizes India's commitment in the united fight against COVID pandemic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India accords the highest priority to Sri Lanka as part of India's neighbourhood first approach. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Man Ki Baat tomorrow. COVID recovery rate improves to 82.14%. Mortal remains of legendary singer S.P. Balasubramaniam laid to rest near Chennai with state honours. And in IPL cricket, the match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders underway in Abu Dhabi. In our special series on the occasion of 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we begin this bulletin with Bapu Ki Baat on communal harmony. In a post-prayer speech at Sodhpur in West Bengal, Mahatma Gandhi had said that people should not only read the books of their own religions, but also read about other religions.
जो ईश्वर के भक्त रहते, ईश्वर से ही डरते, दूसरा किसी का डर नहीं रखते, सब चीज हक से ही करने वाले हैं, वो बहुत बलवान है, सबसे बलवान वो हो जाते हैं, उनको गुंडा भी सता नहीं सकते, लेकिन गुंडा वो उनके सामने सीधे हो जाते हैं, ये न्याय है। दूसरा मैं कोई जानता नहीं हूँ चारा कि जो आप लोगों को बता सके।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that reforms in the United Nations is the need of the hour. Addressing the 75th United Nations General Assembly session this evening, Mr. Modi said,
विश्व के सबसे बड़े लोकतंत्र होने की प्रतिष्ठा और इसके अनुभव को हम विश्व हित के लिए उपयोग करेंगे। हमारा मार्ग जन कल्याण से जग कल्याण का है। भारत की आवाज हमेशा शांति, सुरक्षा और समृद्धि के लिए उठेगी। भारत की आवाज मानवता, मानव जाति और मानवीय मूल्यों के दुश्मन आतंकवाद, अवैध हथियारों की तस्करी, ड्रग्स, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के खिलाफ उठेगी। भारत की सांस्कृतिक धरोहर, संस्कार, हजारों वर्षों के अनुभव हमेशा विकासशील देशों को ताकत देंगे।
The Prime Minister said India is proud of the fact that it is one of the founding members of the United Nations. He said people of India have been waiting for a long time for the UN reform process to get completed. He expressed Indian people's concern whether this reform process will ever reach its logical conclusion. Mr. Modi asked, where is the United Nations in the joint fight against the coronavirus pandemic? He sought to know as to where its effective response was. He said there were several stellar achievements of the United Nations over the last 75 years, but there were also several instances that point to the need for a serious introspection of the work of the United Nations. The Prime Minister informed,
पैंडेमिक के इस मुश्किल समय में भी भारत की फार्मा इंडस्ट्री ने 150 से अधिक देशों को जरूरी दवाइयां भेजी हैं। विश्व के सबसे बड़े वैक्सीन उत्पादक देश के तौर पर आज मैं वैश्विक समुदाय को एक और आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं। भारत की वैक्सीन प्रोडक्शन और वैक्सीन डिलीवरी क्षमता पूरी मानवता को इस संकट से बाहर निकालने के लिए काम आएगी। हम भारत में और अपने पड़ोस में फेज 3 क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। वैक्सीन की डिलीवरी के लिए कोल्ड चेन और स्टोरेज जैसी क्षमता बढ़ाने में भी भारत सभी की मदद करेगा।
Mr. Modi said India has lost the maximum number of soldiers in the course of maintaining peace. He said every Indian aspires for India's expanded role in the United Nations. He stressed that India has always worked for the interests of humankind and not been driven by its own interests.
2 अक्टूबर को इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ नॉन वायलेंस और 21 जून को इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ योगा, इनकी पहल भारत ने ही की थी। कोएलिशन फॉर डिजास्टर रेजिलिएंस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस, ये भारत के ही प्रयास है। भारत ने हमेशा पूरी मानव जाति के हित के बारे में सोचा है, न कि अपने निहित स्वार्थों के बारे में। भारत की नीतियां हमेशा से इसी दर्शन से प्रेरित रही है। भारत की नेबरहुड फर्स्ट पॉलिसी से लेकर एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी तक, सिक्योरिटी एंड ग्रोथ फॉर ऑल इन द रीजन, इसकी सोच या फिर इंडो पैसिफिक क्षेत्र के प्रति हमारे विचार, सभी में इस दर्शन की झलक दिखाई देती है।
Starting from January next year, India will also fulfill its responsibility as a non-permanent member of the Security Council. Mr. Modi said India will always speak in support of peace, security and prosperity. He emphasized that India will not hesitate in raising its voice against the enemies of humanity like terrorism. The Prime Minister said India is moving forward with the vision of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. He stated that a self-reliant India will also be a force multiplier for the global economy. He said all efforts are being made to promote women entrepreneurship and leadership. Indian women today are the biggest beneficiaries of the world's largest microfinancing scheme. He said the rights of transgenders are also being secured through necessary legal reforms.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a grant assistance of $15 million to Sri Lanka for the promotion of Buddhist ties between India and Sri Lanka. Briefing media this afternoon, Joint Secretary Indian Ocean Region in the External Affairs Ministry, Amit Narang, said,
"This grant will assist in deepening people-to-people linkages between the two countries in the sphere of Buddhism. Inter alia, through constructions, renovations of Buddhist monasteries, capacity development, cultural exchanges, archaeological cooperation, reciprocal exposition of Lord Buddha's relics, strengthening of Buddhist scholarships and support to the Buddhist clergy."
Mr. Modi and his Sri Lankan counterpart Mahinda Rajapaksa held the first ever India-Sri Lanka virtual bilateral summit today. The summit was the first virtual diplomatic engagement between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Rajapaksa after Mahinda Rajapaksa was sworn in as the Prime Minister in August this year. Prime Minister Modi congratulated his counterpart on winning the elections.
हमेशा की तरह आपकी पहली ऑफिशियल विजिट भारत में आपका स्वागत करके हमें बहुत खुशी होती। वह निमंत्रण हमेशा आपके लिए रहेगा। वर्तमान स्थिति को देखते हुए मुझे खुशी है कि हम यह वर्चुअल समिट कर रहे हैं। इस समिट के लिए आपने मेरा निमंत्रण स्वीकार किया, इसके लिए मैं आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं। मैं आपको प्रधानमंत्री पद ग्रहण करने के लिए बधाई देता हूं। संसदीय चुनावों में एसएलपीपी की भारी जीत के लिए भी आपको फिर से बधाई देता हूं।
They agreed that the Indian side would facilitate the visit of a delegation of Buddhist pilgrims from Sri Lanka in the first inaugural flight to the sacred city of Kushinagar. Kushinagar Airport was designed as an international airport recently, recognizing its importance as a Buddhist site. Both sides also agreed to explore opportunities in the areas of Ayurveda and yoga. Both leaders were unanimous that the ancient cultural links between India and Sri Lanka are special and must be nurtured further. Mr. Rajapaksa made a special mention of the Jaffna Cultural Centre, which is an iconic project built with Indian assistance. The centre is almost ready and the Sri Lankan Prime Minister extended an invitation to Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate the project. India and Sri Lanka have reached an understanding to extend the MOU on high-impact community development projects for a 5-year period beginning 2020. Both leaders agreed to continue the successful Indian housing project and gave instructions to the relevant officials to fast-track the construction of 10,000 houses in the plantation sector. The Joint Secretary said both leaders also discussed the economic dimension of the challenges posed by COVID-19. He further said the Prime Minister emphasized that implementation of the 13th Amendment to the Sri Lankan Constitution is essential for carrying forward the process of peace and reconciliation.
Both leaders also exchanged views on reconciliation in Sri Lanka. Prime Minister called on the new government in Sri Lanka to work towards realizing the expectations of Tamils for equality, justice, peace and dignity within a united Sri Lanka by achieving reconciliation nurtured by the full implementation of the constitutional provisions.
BJP President JP Nadda today announced a new team of party's national office bearers. The list of 12 national vice presidents includes Dr. Raman Singh from Chhattisgarh, Vasundhara Raje Scindia from Rajasthan, Radha Mohan Singh from Bihar, Raghubar Das from Jharkhand and Mukul Roy from West Bengal. The list of 8 general secretaries, a crucial organization position in the party, has 5 new faces, with Bhupender Yadav, Arun Singh and Kailash Vijayvargiya being retained. The party has included Dushyant Kumar Gautam, D. Purandeshwari, C.T. Ravi, Tarun Chugh and Dilip Saikia in the list of National General Secretaries. B.L. Santosh continues to remain as National General Secretary of the organization. V. Satish, Saudan Singh and Shiv Prakash continue to be the National Joint Secretaries. The BJP has also announced the appointment of Rajesh Agrawal as the Treasurer of the party. Party MP Tejasvi Surya has been made the President of the party's Youth Wing. The party has also expanded its list of spokespersons to 23, with MP Anil Baluni as the Chief Spokesman and its media head. The other names include Sambit Patra, Sudhanshu Trivedi, Rajiv Pratap Rudi and Syed Shahnawaz Hussain. Home Minister Amit Shah also extended his best wishes to all newly appointed national office bearers of the BJP. In a tweet, Mr. Shah said that BJP is not just a party but an idea which is constantly moving forward for the welfare of every section of society. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also congratulated and extended his best wishes to the new team of the BJP. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he is confident that they will uphold the glorious tradition of the party of serving the people of India selflessly and with dedication. He urged them to work hard to empower the poor and the marginalized.
The Income Tax Department today carried out search and survey operations at around 20 residential and business premises of a prominent group having operations in Jharkhand and West Bengal. The group is engaged in trading of various commodities, production of Vanaspati ghee, real estate and tea estates. The Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT, in a statement said that during the search, substantial evidences of transactions outside the regular books of account, unaccounted cash expenses and cash advances received and interest being paid in cash have been found.
In Maharashtra, Bollywood actors Shraddha Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan left the Narcotics Control Bureau NCB office in Mumbai this evening after recording their statements in the drugs probe linked to Sushant Singh Rajput death case. The two were questioned at the NCB's zonal office at Bollard Estate in South Mumbai. An NCB official said Sara's statement was recorded for around 4.5 hours, while Shraddha left after nearly 6 hours. Both had worked with Sushant Singh Rajput in different movies. Earlier, actor Deepika Padukone was also questioned by the NCB at a guest house in South Mumbai, where she gave her statement. Sources said Padukone was confronted with her manager, Karishma Prakash, during questioning. Prakash was also allowed to go home after questioning. The agency has arrested actor Riya Chakrabarti, her brother Shouvik Chakrabarti, and some suspected drug peddlers in the case. Sushant Singh Rajput was found hanging in his apartment in suburban Bandra on the 14th of June. Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner of Police Zone 1, Sangram Singh Nishandar, requested media persons not to chase the vehicles of actors who are appearing before the NCB, saying it can put their own lives as well as of others on the road in danger. He said if any vehicle is found chasing the actors' vehicles, it will be seized and stern action will be taken against the driver.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says reforms in the United Nations is the need of the hour. Addressing 75th United Nations General Assembly, Mr. Modi emphasizes India's commitment in the united fight against the COVID pandemic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India accords highest priority to Sri Lanka as part of India's neighbourhood first approach. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program tomorrow. COVID recovery rate improves to 82.14%. Mortal remains of legendary singer S.P. Balasubramanian laid to rest near Chennai with state honours. And in IPL cricket, the match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders underway in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
All India Radio presents World News. News and views from across the globe. What happened? What is up next? The newsmakers and the highlights of the day. Every day at 10:20 p.m. in the night. On 100.1 FM, All India Radio.
Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that rules have been relaxed for divorced daughters to receive family pension. He said now a daughter will be entitled to receive the family pension even if the divorcee had not finally taken even if the divorce had not finally taken place, but the divorce petition had been filed by her during the lifetime of her deceased parent, employee or pensioner. Disclosing this while briefing media after some of the important reforms brought in by the Department of Pension and Pensioners' Welfare, Dr. Singh said the earlier rule provided for payment of family pension to a divorced daughter only if the divorce had taken place during the lifetime of the deceased parent, pensioner or his spouse. He said the new circular will not only bring ease in the life of pension-receiving individuals, but also ensure respectable and equitable rights for the divorced daughters in the society. In Andaman and Nicobar Islands, various tourism activities are going to restart from tomorrow after a period of 6 months. More in this report.
The various tourism activities in Andaman and Nicobar Islands are going to restart from tomorrow onwards. After a period of 6 months, the beaches located in South Andaman district will be opened for general public from tomorrow. Likewise, the light and sound show at Cellular Jail and museums have also been allowed to open. However, a limit has been put regarding the number of entrants at these places for better crowd management. Group photography is strictly prohibited at all these places. Tourism activities including water sports, boat rides outside containment zones will be conducted following the issued SOPs. Gaurav Atwal, AIR News, Port Blair.
The government today said the country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 82.14%. During the past 24 hours, more than 93,000 COVID patients have recovered. The Health Ministry said the total number of recoveries has reached over 48,19,000. The constantly increasing recoveries have ensured that the actual caseload of the country has reduced and currently comprises only 16.28% of the total positive cases. Presently, the number of active cases in the country is at 9,60,000, though the COVID-19 tally has crossed 59 lakh. During the last 24 hours, 85,362 new infections were reported. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.58%, which is one of the lowest globally. In the last 24 hours, 1,089 deaths have been reported, taking the toll to 93,379. According to the ICMR, during the last 24 hours, more than 13,41,000 tests have been conducted. The total number of samples tested so far has reached over 7 crore and 2 lakh. Nagaland reported 94 fresh positive cases of COVID-19 today. The cases were reported from Kohima with 51 cases, 39 from Dimapur, 2 from Mokokchung and 1 each from Mon and Pek. Among the new cases, 66 were from traced contacts, 21 from the armed forces and 7 from returnees. In addition, 89 patients have recovered from the infection, which included 65 from Dimapur and 24 from Kohima.
In Manipur, one female aged 57 years from Imphal East District expired due to COVID-19 positive and thus increasing the total fatalities due to the pandemic in the state to 64. 260 people, including 20 personnel of the Central Armed Police Force, were confirmed as new COVID-19 positive cases in the past 24 hours in Manipur, thus taking the total count of positive cases so far to 10,051. In Maharashtra, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today reviewed the COVID-related measures undertaken in Marathwada region and Nashik division of the state through video conference. The Chief Minister said, "My family, my responsibility campaign needs to be taken to the rural areas and grassroots." He said, just as Kerala is known as the most literate state in the country, similarly the state government wants to strive for Maharashtra to be at the forefront of health literacy. More from our correspondent.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today said there is a need to increase public participation as well as public awareness for effective implementation of My Family, My Responsibility campaign. He said in order to take this campaign to the grassroots, folk artists should be encouraged to deliver effective messages in different dialects so that the message of this campaign can be creatively conveyed to the people in the rural areas too. The Chief Minister said in order to bring the economy back on track, people will have to accept changes in lifestyle. He said it is important that people should take care of themselves while going out for work. Sweetie Jain, AR News, Mumbai.
In the Union Territory of Puducherry, 555 more persons tested positive for coronavirus disease and 6 died, leaving 5,327 active cases here. In Karnataka, 5,57,212 COVID-19 cases have been reported till date, out of which 4,50,302 have recovered. Bengaluru Urban District has reported the highest of 2,12,547 positive cases, out of which 1,67,936 were discharged after recovery. The state has reported a recovery rate of 80.80%, and in Bengaluru Urban District the recovery rate is at 79%.
In Tamil Nadu, Chief Secretary K. Shanmugam today reviewed the COVID-19 situation in high prevalence districts. The total infections in the state have gone up to more than 5,75,000. More from our correspondent.
The Chief Secretary had interactions with officials of Chennai Corporation and the other high prevalence districts separately. In Chennai, it was stressed to increase daily testing and to bring the case positivity rate under 5%. The need for special surveillance of markets and industries have been highlighted. He also interacted with the collectors of 15 other districts. The hospital infrastructure, including the beds capacity, has been reviewed, and the cause of the everyday spurt in new cases since the past few days has been asked to be analyzed. Reducing the case mortality rate has been given the focus. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Kerala continued to report surge in COVID-19 cases as it confirms 7,006 new COVID cases today. 21 more deaths were also confirmed due to COVID, taking the death toll in the state to 656. Meanwhile, 3,199 recoveries were also reported today. The total active cases in Kerala rose to 52,678.
Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has claimed the National Democratic Alliance will get absolute majority in Bihar Assembly polls. Talking to reporters in Patna today, Mr. Prasad said the party strongly believes that the people of Bihar will again bless the NDA in the polls. He said people have seen development works done by the BJP-JDU government. They have also seen how Prime Minister Narendra Modi's love for Bihar has materialized on the ground. The Union Minister said infighting amongst the so-called Grand Alliance is continuing and people are watching their activities minutely. Mr. Prasad alleged the RJD has no agenda for development of the state. The Union Territory Administration of Jammu and Kashmir has decided to resume the commercial operation of Gulmarg-Gondola Section 1 from Gulmarg to Kungduri on weekends starting from the World Tourism Day tomorrow. As per the authorities, the operations will be carried out only twice a week on Saturdays and Sundays by observing requisite protocols of COVID-19 like maintaining social distancing, sanitization of cabins before and after boarding and deboarding of passengers, along with compulsory wearing of masks by all.
Mortal remains of the legendary playback singer S.P. Balasubramaniam have been laid to rest with the Tamil Nadu State Police honours. The burial took place in his farmhouse at Thamariyapakkam in Tiruvallur district, some 45 kilometres off Chennai this afternoon. His son S.P.B. Charan performed the rituals. Thousands of people bid him farewell, choked with emotion. Our correspondent tells us more.
The veteran playback singer S.P. Balasubramaniam holds the Guinness World Record of singing the highest number of songs by a single artist. He has rendered more than 40,000 songs in 16 Indian languages, including Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Kannada and Malayalam. He has the record of winning the National Film Award for the Best Male Playback Singer 6 times, besides many other awards by different state governments and the Filmfare Awards. He was honored with the Silver Peacock and the title the Indian Film Personality of the Year in 2016. The Union government honored him with the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan Awards. S.P. Balasubramaniam has sung for many generations of film stars since making his debut in the film world in late 1966. The celebrated singer is no more, but his mesmerizing voice that breathed life into thousands of songs will continue to ring in the ears of music lovers for years together.
हम न समझे थे बात इतनी सी ख्वाब शीशे थे दुनिया पत्थर की हम न समझे थे बात इतनी सी.
Khadi and Village Industries Commission has taken another step towards promoting Swadeshi by roping in the Special Protection Group with the drive. Today, the KVIC inaugurated a new Khadi India sales outlet within the premises of the SPG residential complex at Dwarka in Delhi. This outlet will benefit nearly 4,000 families of SPG officers and staff residing in 2 adjacent residential complexes in the area. The SPG is the agency responsible for security of the Prime Minister. The Khadi sales outlet was jointly inaugurated by KVIC Chairman Vinay Kumar Saxena and SPG Director Arun Sinha. The decision to open the Khadi sales outlet was taken in order to provide pure and handmade Swadeshi goods to the SPG members and their families.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have partly cloudy sky. It will have a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum of 36 degrees. In Mumbai there will be generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum 31 degrees. Chennai will experience generally cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 25 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be around 27 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 33 degrees. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 22 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 36 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm. The temperature will hover between 12 and 26 degrees Celsius. Ladakh will have partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon, with a minimum and maximum temperature between 11 and 20 degrees. Gilgit will experience thunderstorm with rain. The minimum and maximum temperatures will be 11 and 28 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, there will be generally cloudy sky with minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 30 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 21 and 32 degrees Celsius. The city will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Chandigarh, partly cloudy sky will prevail. The minimum temperature will be 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 36 degrees. In IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad were 110 for 2 in 16 overs against Kolkata Knight Riders at Abu Dhabi when reports last came in. Earlier, Hyderabad won the toss and elected to bat. Delhi Capitals defeated Chennai Super Kings by 44 runs in Dubai last night. In tomorrow's fixture, Rajasthan Royals will face Kings 11 Punjab at Sharjah. And now, before we end the bulletin, we leave you with Bapu's favourite bhajan, Vaishnava Janto, sung by an artist from Sri Lanka.
Vaishnava Janto, tene kahiye je, peer parai jaane re, par dukhe upkar kare to ye man abhiman na. Janto, tene kahiye je, peer parai
And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says reforms in the United Nations is the need of the hour. Addressing the 75th United Nations General Assembly, Mr. Modi emphasizes India's commitment in the united fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India accords the highest priority to Sri Lanka as part of India's neighbourhood first approach. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Man Ki Baat tomorrow. COVID recovery rate improves to 82.14%. Mortal remains of legendary singer S.P. Balasubramaniam laid to rest near Chennai with state honours. And in IPL cricket, the match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders underway in Abu Dhabi. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.